Holiday foods that have vanished. Do you remember the thrill of seeing those special dishes appear only during the holidays? The nostalgic aromas, the excitement of flipping through the holiday cookbook, and the familiar taste of recipes that made every gathering feel magical. Sadly, many of these beloved holiday foods have vanished from our tables, disappearing from cookbooks and traditions alike. In this video, we're taking a delicious trip down memory lane to revisit 11 classic holiday recipes that have faded away. Get ready to rediscover the flavors that define the best holiday seasons of the past. Let's start with the Yule Log, also known as Bûche de Noël, a holiday classic that once graced holiday tables and beyond. This festive dessert was a must-have during the holiday season in the 20th century. The Yule Log was more than just a cake. It was a celebration of the season. Made with a light sponge cake filled with rich buttercream, velvety ganache, or sweet jam, it was carefully rolled into the shape of a log and often decorated to resemble a snowy winter scene. Its delicate texture, thanks to ground almonds, sugar, and eggs, made it a true holiday treat that everyone looked forward to. While the Yule Log was all the rage back then, it has slowly disappeared from most holiday tables. Although it is no longer a common sight, you can still catch a glimpse of this nostalgic dessert in some gourmet bakeries and high-end restaurants. If you're lucky, you might get to relive the magic of this once beloved holiday tradition. Chestnut stuffing. Once upon a holiday, chestnut stuffing was the star of the season, long before bread stuffings took over. This beloved side dish wasn't just about the flavors, it was about the memories. Families would gather in the kitchen, peeling roasted chestnuts together, sharing stories, and preparing this cherished holiday recipe that brought everyone closer. Made with roasted chestnuts, cubed and toasted bread, and a mixture of aromatic spices like sage, thyme, and rosemary, this stuffing was cooked inside the turkey or baked on the side. It added a warm, nutty flavor and a special touch to holiday meals, making it a favorite at every table. Back then, chestnuts were a holiday staple, and prepping them was a group effort that brought family members together. But as times changed, so did our traditions. Chestnut stuffing slowly disappeared, replaced by simpler, quicker bread stuffings we see today. While peeling chestnuts might not be on our holiday to-do list anymore, the memories of those cozy kitchen moments lingers on. Grasshopper pie. Remember grasshopper pie? This no-bake, minty chocolate delight was a holiday staple in the 1950s and 60s that many couldn't resist. With its creamy mint filling, rich chocolate crust, and a fluffy whipped cream topping, it was the kind of dessert that kept you coming back for just one more slice. Maybe two. The magic of grasshopper pie was in its simplicity. It was easy to make and always a crowd pleaser. But that might be exactly why it started to fade from the holiday table. As new, more elaborate desserts took center stage and health-conscious trends emerged, this minty masterpiece slowly disappeared from our celebrations. Gone are the days when grasshopper pie graced every holiday gathering, bringing that unexpected burst of minty freshness. But for those who remember it, grasshopper pie remains a sweet slice of nostalgia from holidays past. A reminder of simpler, sweeter times. Remember when baked ham with brown sugar glaze was the star of every holiday feast? This sweet, savory dish was a crowd pleaser, and it's no wonder why. It was baked to perfection, smothered in a rich brown sugar glaze, and topped with pineapple rings and cherries that added a burst of color and flavor. It wasn't just a meal, it was a holiday tradition that filled homes with the warm, sweet aroma of the season. Back before health trends took over, this dish was a beloved holiday main course, gracing tables well into the late 20th century. Its irresistible combination of sweet and savory made it the go-to centerpiece for family gatherings. While the classic baked ham hasn't completely disappeared, it's no longer the expected holiday staple it once was. Today, you might find variations of this nostalgic recipe in gourmet restaurants or special bakeries, but for many, it is a memory of holidays gone by, a reminder of those delicious, carefree celebrations that we long to revisit. Christmas morning cake. Christmas morning cake was a wake-up call for the entire household during the holiday season, especially for the older members of the family. It was usually the first Christmas recipe to be had in the morning. Like the name implies, it was incomplete without a huge cup of black coffee to go with it, except for the kids, of course. This delicious cake was spiced with cinnamon, sugar, and some other ingredients, which is where it got its famous aroma that was rumored to arouse even the heaviest of sleepers. It's not exactly clear what made it fade out of the scene, but it could have been the changing breakfast preferences and the rise of more modern sweetbread options. Still, the older generation still tries to stick to the tradition of making this for the holidays, so ask Grandma to make one for you. Ambrosia pudding pie. The ambrosia pudding pie was not only a beloved staple of households, but it also even made appearances in potlucks and church functions. Quite the star pudding. The original recipe consisted of a flaky pastry crust filled with a rich and creamy pudding made from canned fruit, sweetened condensed milk, and shredded coconut. The magic ingredient, however, was the canned mandarin oranges, which added a burst of citrus flavor and texture. It was an instant hit, and its popularity was attributed to its ease of preparation using convenient canned goods and minimal cooking time. However, like all things good or bad, its popularity eventually waned. Newer, trendier desserts like cheesecake and tiramisu took its spot, and coupled with the growing awareness of healthier eating habits, it didn't stand a chance. Green bean casserole. Before Brussels sprouts and sweet potato mash took center stage, green bean casserole was the star green dish on the table during holidays. The original recipe, created by Dorcas Riley, consisted of just a few simple ingredients: green beans, cream of mushroom soup, milk, black pepper, and French fried onions. See? All easy things to find in the farmer's market. The dish was particularly loved because it was easy to prepare, and the combination of textures, the crunchy onions, tender green beans, and creamy sauce was to die for. Let's just say it's a masterclass in comfort food. When it came on board in the 1950s, everyone loved it. But today, Brussels sprouts owns its spot. Although, it's beginning to make a comeback of sorts in food blogs and some gourmet restaurants. Honey glazed carrots. Perhaps the honey glazed carrots recipe was famous because it was a clever way to get kids to eat their veggies. We're not exactly sure, but the recipe started circulating around in the 1970s and 80s, and its popularity peaked in the 90s. It elevated a humble vegetable like carrots to a show-stopping side dish. The original recipe is surprisingly simple: carrots, honey, butter, brown sugar, and a pinch of salt. But it was a match made in heaven. The sweetness of the honey and the brown sugar balanced perfectly with the earthy flavor of the carrots. Whatever you've imagined does not do it justice. While honey glazed carrots may not be as trendy as they once were, their nostalgic appeal and easy preparation steps ensure they remain a beloved classic. In fact, many modern recipes have put a twist on the original, incorporating ingredients like ginger, garlic, and even bacon. The sweetness of honey glazed carrots may have faded from the spotlight, but its legacy lives on in our culinary culture. Do you remember making popcorn garlands for the Christmas tree? Before the days of smartphones and streaming, this simple holiday craft was a beloved tradition, especially in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Back then, almost every home had one of these colorful, edible decorations hanging on the tree, turning snack time into a festive family activity. The recipe was delightfully simple: just popcorn, a little melted butter, sugar, and sometimes food coloring to add a splash of fun. For those feeling creative, adding dried berries and fruit made each garland unique. The magic happened when everyone gathered around, threading popcorn onto the string to create a festive, handmade decoration. It was a perfect way to bring everyone together during snowy holiday nights. But as twinkling lights took over tree decor, this crafty tradition slowly faded away. While your tree may now be wrapped in a string of glowing bulbs, there's nothing quite like the nostalgic charm of those homemade popcorn garlands that made holiday decorating an unforgettable family moment. Number 10. Grape Jelly Meatballs. Grape Jelly Meatballs were the type of recipe prepared long before the actual event. Can anyone do holidays without meatballs? frozen meatballs, grape jelly, and ketchup were all you needed to make this wonder. The preparation was time-consuming because you needed to combine all the ingredients in a slow cooker, allowing the sweet and tangy sauce to infuse the meatballs. But when the sweetness of the grape jelly balances perfectly with the savory flavor of the meatballs in your mouth, you forget the long hours of cooking. While this was a beloved recipe, recently meatballs have taken on new forms, like gourmet flavors and toppings, or even meatballs made from scratch. The rise of barbecue and buffalo-style meatballs has also gained popularity, so grape jelly meatballs are no longer a holiday special. Finally, we saved the best for last, right? Yes, because we're talking about our beloved gingerbread houses. Before you get worked up, I don't mean the one you buy from the Christmas tree store. Nope. Families once took their time to create their own special gingerbread houses. Each house was a unique work of art, and I'm not talking about taste alone. Although the wonderful taste was a good selling point, if it ever needed one. The recipe consisted of gingerbread dough made from molasses, sugar, eggs, flour, and spices, which is then baked and assembled into a house shape using royal icing. Everyone came together to decorate it with candies, icing, and other edible treats. The combination of spices like ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg gave the gingerbread its distinctive flavor and aroma. It wasn't just about the taste and beauty, though. It was a bonding time for the entire family. Unfortunately, store-bought gingerbread houses have replaced this art, and modern holiday treats like sugar cookie decorating, hot cocoa bars, and even gingerbread-themed desserts like trifle and cheesecake have collapsed the gingerbread house legacy altogether. And we have come to the end of our list of holiday foods that have vanished from the table. Sad that we can't have these as a staple anymore, but you know where to get some of these if you want them. Check out food blogs to get the recipe and try them at home yourself. It's a good time to reinvent your holiday menu. Thank you for reliving these forgotten holiday favorites. We've taken a delicious trip down memory lane, revisiting the classic holiday foods that defined our celebrations and brought families together. These dishes weren't just about the taste, they were part of the heart and soul of the holiday season. Though they've disappeared from our holiday tables, the joy, warmth, and memories they created will always stay with us. Which of these lost holiday foods brought back the best memories for you? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your fellow food lovers, and subscribe to our channel for more trips back in time. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to relive the past with us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video as we keep the memories alive, one bite at a time.